let me ask you, what do you think Cooper Flagg is going to be on this level? And then we'll kind of get to some of LeBron's comments.
So there's potential.
Yeah.
So the discussion about the potential, there's the ceiling, there's the floor arguments, there's comps, right? That's really what people like to do. They always try to do comparisons. Like, here's what he's going to be. And usually comps are wrong, usually, like a majority of the time. But because of his orientation in terms of his skin complexion, everybody's always going to jump to Larry Bird.
Yeah.
I don't think people realize how unique Larry Bird was.
They don't.
I think that's the problem. They don't really understand what Larry Bird did as a player. Larry Bird was of the highest order in basketball intelligence, basketball skill, and he was an extreme winner.
Yes.
That's so hard to do. There's only been a few NBA careers that have that collection of things in such a short time frame.
Agreed.
He effectively played a decade of elite basketball.
Yeah.
Because his body broke down.
Yeah.
How much can you accomplish in a decade?
I would like to ask you.
I think Larry Bird maximized it in a 10-year span.
Agreed.
Right? So that's a very, very tough comparison with incredible lofty standards.
Yeah.
So I don't like that. I don't even like Luka being compared to Larry Bird.
No.
It doesn't. Their games are not even close.
No.
And so the comps is one thing with Cooper Flagg. The location of where he was drafted is going to dictate his ascension, how quickly, like what he's taught, what he learns, his experience, his run, right? Like, he's got to come in and play a lot because Kyrie's out, and he's going to be asked to score probably a little bit more than he would if Kyrie was there.
Yeah. Welcome back to another episode of the Format Podcast Live. All right. And of course, joining us today, we got my main man Sneed from SMT Media Network. What's good, Sneed? How you doing?
What up? It's good to be here, man. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Good to have you. If you're watching here on YouTube, make sure you go ahead, click that subscribe, that like, that notification bell. Make sure you're kept up to date whenever we drop new content on the channel. If you want the audio-only version of the podcast, open up your audio podcast platform, hit the search bar, type in The Format Podcast. We should come right up. If you're enjoying the content, make sure you give us a like, leave us a 5-star review, and drop a comment. All that stuff helps us rise in the algorithm, helps us find more sports fans, helps more sports fans find us. Make sure you write it down, put it in your phone, make a note of it. The Format Podcast is live Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. Eastern. And finally, if you're really and truly enjoying the content we're delivering you, make sure you hit that join button. There's going to be exclusive content here just for you. Topic number 1. LeBron James. Hey, we're going to have a show with LeBron James? What? He just keeps giving us stuff to talk about, right?
Gift that keeps on giving, bro.
Gift that keeps on giving. That's a fact. All right. So LeBron recently had some commentary on number 1 draft pick, Cooper Flagg. Obviously, we know Cooper Flagg was a beast, had a great freshman year at Duke. I think he was player of the year, right? National player of the year. At Duke, we saw him. He was the consensus projected number 1 overall pick, ended up going number 1 overall to the Dallas Mavericks, which was a beautiful situation for him to fall into, especially when that team gets healthy, right? Because obviously you got Klay Thompson, 4-time champion. You got Kyrie Irving, 1-time champion and, multiple-time All-Star veteran. Anthony Davis, multiple-time All-Star veteran, All-NBA guy, and also a champion. So he's got some legitimate, I was going to say Larry O'Brien experience around him, and opportunity to really learn from guys who've been there and done that, and not necessarily walking into a situation where the cupboard is bare. Right now, obviously they being Dallas, they're dealing with some injuries, but the cupboard is not bare in that organization. Right. So they draft Cooper Flagg overall. We briefly mentioned it earlier that it almost seems like kind of a gift bag for the Dallas Mavericks following the trade of Luka to Los Angeles. Now, I'm not pushing any conspiracy theories, but it does look funny that, Dallas loses their biggest cash cow. Their biggest cash cow goes to the league's biggest market or second biggest market where they need him, especially with I would assume, pending retirement of LeBron, right? As great as LeBron has been and as much as he's still producing at a high level at this age, like we've never seen before, he can't play forever, right? We know
Correct.
this.
Yeah.
Right. And so the Lakers started looking towards the future, right? And real quick, now I'm thinking about it, right? All this stuff happened within a matter of months. Obviously, the Luka trade to LA, and then you get the Lakers going up on the for sale sign, and then you get the owner of the Dodgers buying them for a record 10 bill. Like, it all seems to tie together. And then of course Cooper Flagg gets the number one pick. Not Cooper Flagg. Dallas Mavericks get the number one pick. They draft Cooper Flagg. It almost seems like everything worked out just nicely, like with a bow on top, right? So if you are a conspiracy theorist,
You're feeding into it. You're running
right,
with it. Yeah.
right. You don't have the evidence, but it all just seems to fit so neatly.
Right.
So anyway, first let me ask you, what do you think Cooper Flagg is going to be on this level? And then we'll kind of get to some of LeBron's comments.
So there's potential.
Yeah.
There, so the discussion about the potential, there's the ceiling, there's the floor arguments, there's comps, right? That's really what people like to do. They always try to do comparisons. Like, here's what he's going to be. And usually comps are wrong, usually, like a majority of the time. But because of his orientation in terms of his skin complexion, everybody's always going to jump to Larry Bird.
Yeah.
I don't think people realize how unique Larry Bird was.
They don't.
I think that's the problem. They don't really understand what Larry Bird did as a player. Larry Bird was of the highest order in basketball intelligence, basketball skill, and he was an extreme winner.
Yes.
That's so hard to do. There's only been a few NBA careers that have that collection of things in such a short time frame.
Agreed.
He effectively played a decade of elite basketball.
Yeah.
Because his body broke down.
Yeah.
How much can you accomplish in a decade? I think Larry Bird maximized it in a 10-year span.
Agreed.
Right? So that's a very, very tough comparison with incredible lofty standards.
Yeah.
So I don't like that. I don't even like Luka being compared to Larry Bird.
No.
It doesn't. Their games are not even close.
No.
And so the comps is one thing with Cooper Flagg. The location of where he was drafted is going to dictate his ascension, how quickly, like what he's taught, what he learns, his experience, his run, right? Like, he's got to come in and play a lot because Kyrie's out, and he's going to be asked to score probably a little bit more than he would if Kyrie was there, right? Because it's going to be him and Anthony Davis as the primary scorers. I know he's not going to average, at least I don't think he's going to average 25 a game. I think he's going to be flirting with upper teens as an average. 16, 17, 18 a game, because he's going to have the opportunities to do so. And he's a very good talent with as a young player. This kid left high school early. He graduated early.
Yeah.
He was 17 going to college.
Yeah, he's still 18 right now. He's very young.
His trajectory is fast track. And the nice thing about Cooper Flagg is his personality seems to be one that's conducive of learning.
Yep. He seems to have that.
The mentality piece that it takes to come in and get better. I think for him, it's going to be the improvements over the year. We're not watching the Mavericks to become a legitimate title contender this year. We're watching to see the dynamic between him, AD, and the rest of the team, and Jason Kidd, and to see him improve. We watch him game 1, game 2, game 3. Let's watch him game 80, 81, 82. And if they make it to the playoffs, we're having a conversation about him being a big reason why, right? Him fast tracking his improvement and his gains as a player. So that's how I'm viewing Cooper Flagg as a player. From start to finish, how does this play out? We're going to see moments where it's him versus some prime players, like matchups against like him and the Thunder and the Nuggets. The Western Conference is going to be really, really fun. The games against, it'll be like Mavericks and Rockets. That's going to be interesting too. Like, he's going to have to defend KD. He's going to have to defend J-Dub. Like, those moments are going to happen. We're going to learn a lot about this kid very fast.
Yeah, I like that. That was a very good synopsis on Cooper Flagg. I saw some interesting comps in the chat. I put them up on the screen. One was Keith Van Horn, my big brother. He said that to me the other day as well. I can see kind of where there would be some of that, although I think that Cooper Flagg, while a little shorter than Van Horn, he's more athletic, more explosive, and he's still got some growing to do. I think he's 6'8" right now, and you can see like there's room on his frame for more muscle. I don't know how much muscle development he can
What
do.
was Keith Van Horn in college? Wasn't he at Villanova?
No, Utah.
Utah for college?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I think they went to the national championship game.
So what was he in college, and how does that compare to Cooper Flagg?
He was really good. He was a 4 guy. He could step out and shoot the 3, dominant rebounder, very good scorer. And again, when they saw him, of course, the obligatory Larry Bird comparison, right? White guy who plays very well, so must be the next.
I'm telling you, Bruce, I don't like it, bro. I do not like it.
You know I hate it, but they're looking. The league is looking for that because it's extremely marketable. It'll be super marketable if they can find that. But if we remember real quick at Larry Bird's retirement ceremony, when Magic came out, he had his Lakers warm-ups on, and he did like this, and he just showed it. He had on a Celtics t-shirt underneath, and he said, you know, you once told me, Larry, that one day there'll be another Larry Bird. And he says, I'm here to tell you there will never, ever, ever be another Larry Bird. So I say that to say the league needs to stop looking for that. I get it. He's their greatest ever white basketball player, and that's cool. But they need to stop looking for that because you're just not going to find it. You know, like we always talk about, part of it is the amalgam of perfect timing, perfect situation. Yeah. The league was in the right place for it. He landed in the right spot along with Magic, following, you know, their epic national championship game. Everything just fell perfectly, right? Cool. But that doesn't mean you're going to get another one of those because it's just not going to happen like that again. So with that said, Keith Van Horn is an interesting comp. I think Cooper's meaner. I think he's more athletic. We'll see. The other comp I saw, my man Kyle puts here, AK-47, Andrei Kirilenko. That was interesting. That's one I hadn't even considered. I don't think it's going to be good enough.
That doesn't warrant the first overall pick.
Right. For what type of attention and possibly pressure they're putting on Cooper, even though he's going to a good spot. I don't think AK-47 is... I think I get what Kyle's trying to say in terms of overall skill set.
But we would say it would be an underachievement if he ended up in AK-47.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Also, I saw someone, and this was absurd. Someone said Kawhi Leonard. I'm like, what? Like, what? I don't see any similarity there. Like, I don't even know.
I'm not even defense that good?
I don't think so. No.
I don't think people realize how good Kawhi Leonard's defense really was.
Yeah, they don't. I'll say this: Cooper Flagg does not shirk the defensive end at all. I don't think you can at Duke, right? But no, he gives maximum effort defensively, whether it's as a help defender or a man-on defender. He really does give that effort.
But Kawhi Leonard wasn't just effort; it was defensive mastery.
Yeah.
And in physics, like the reach, the size of the hands in terms of controlling the ball and being disruptive, Kawhi Leonard actually was built to be an elite defender, like physically.
Yeah, no, I get it. So Ka, I'll say this. Yes, Kawhi is not. I think Kawhi is intense. He's just not vocal. Like, that's two different things. He's not vocal because that's just not him, but he's very intense. You can see when he's on the floor, he's going for it. But I think it's just interesting, man. I like Cooper. I think he's going to be very good. But let's go ahead and hear what some commentary LeBron had in talking about him on Mind the Game, most recent episode with Steve Nash.
Speaking of Cooper, you know, he's in a position you can relate to. He's the consensus #1 and terrific player. What do you remember about being in that position? Like, what advice would you give him? Like, you know you're the #1 pick. The whole world of basketball is looking at you.
Yeah.
It's got to come with a lot of expectations.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, one, obviously, you're super excited. It's like, you know, shit, it's what we all dreamed about as kids, and sitting in laying in your bed, you know, with the basketball just shooting up, you know, at the ceiling. working on your form.
Done that.
Just doing that.
Working on your form.
If you were able to get a basketball hoop in your driveway, then you're doing the whole countdown 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, wanting to hit a big buzzer shot, in the NBA at some point, and then you're wearing other people's jerseys growing up, you're wearing other guys' shoes, just like all that type of stuff, playing video games with all the people you inspire to be and want to be a part of.
Yeah.
And now the moment is here. So you're just like, you're in awe, man. You like, wow, I can't believe that this dream is finally coming true, and at the same time, there's a little anxiety and pressure that comes with it too. Because, as the number one pick, the expectations are automatically put on you. Doesn't matter if they're right or wrong, and we're around the same age. I was 18 when I was drafted. I believe Cooper's 18, maybe turning 19 soon, but it's all the same. But it takes time, man. It takes time and the expectation to wanting to put a 18-year-old, 19 kid in a position where he's like, he needs to be great right away.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's unfair, but it's also something that I think we can, as kids like myself and Cooper can use as like motivation as well.
So I'm chuckling here because I'm listening, and I'm not saying there's no validity to what LeBron is saying, but it's so interesting to me how everything he talks about has to get rerouted back to himself constantly. Like, I get it. You were the number one overall pick. I get it. There was pressure on you, chosen one, all that. Some of which you invited. Cool. But regardless, you're the number one overall pick. Like, okay, how long did he talk there? Almost 2 minutes. And like at the very end of that is when he starts getting to Cooper. Like, everything doesn't have to be about you, LeBron. Like, this is insane. Like, come on, bro. Have you noticed that? Like, every episode of Mind the Game, all these topics are somehow rerouted back to himself.
LeBron's not like a good speaker.
Mm-hmm.
LeBron's not like he rambles quite a bit. His pathway to the point he's trying to make takes a lot of words. I think he just lacks the articulation. Sometimes I wonder if he actually thoroughly thinks these things through, because obviously he's prepping the show. So like he knows what they're going to discuss. But sometimes it sounds like he's just speaking on the fly. And like, if you're producing a show, he should be preparing. And then he can have a more concise answer and response.
Mm-hmm.
So like, to me, it just seems like he's sometimes just rambling, and then poor articulation gets people saying, what is he even trying to say? Like, his inability to properly land the plane as he's describing it makes people kind of be like, sounds terrible.
Gotcha.
But like, okay, so he finally gets to the point about Cooper Flagg, and it's very generic. There was no specific insight into what LeBron can like. So if you're going to talk about yourself and your experience, talk about 2003, talk about 2004, discuss what those expectations were, describe the pressure, and just don't. Like, that was your opportunity to articulate. This was supposed to be Mind the Game. Details, specific things, insights we normally wouldn't get.
Right.
We don't get that with Mind the Game.
No, we don't.
We don't really get an articulated version of LeBron's insight from his experience. He was talking about shooting the basketball in the driveway. What does that have to do with Cooper Flagg? He was talking about a basketball hoop, counting down and hitting last-second shots as practice. But what does that have to do with
that?
But what does that have to do with this?
Yeah. Well, I think one thing he does go on to give some further breakdown regarding Cooper Flagg, and we'll hear some more of his commentary. But he does actually start talking about Cooper. But I just thought it was interesting how much time he used there to talk about himself and to tying it in with Cooper. But maybe he'll do more.
And he missed the opportunity to capitalize on specifics from his career.
And I personally think that he wants to be great. He had a hell of a year at Duke. A guy that can do so many different things on the floor, can play with the ball, can play without the ball. His jump shot is going to continue to get better. Super athletic, quick second jump. And also he has the benefit, unlike myself.
Here we go.
He gets to join a team that's established,
right,
with Hall of Fame guys, Klay Thompson, Anthony Davis, Kyrie Irving, right off the bat, Hall of Fame coach Jason Kidd.
So we did talk about that earlier. So give LeBron credit for that. In terms of the situation that Cooper Flagg is going into, no doubt about it. I just thought it was real interesting that he had to, of course, interject the unlike myself. So, I have to let you guys know how difficult my path was, to get to where I am now. So I'm like, was that really necessary, LeBron? But, again, his show. He can say what he wants.
So the bringing up himself as the comparison is actually okay, right?
Right. Number 1 overall pick.
But why are you taking the approach that woe is me? I had it so bad. This guy's going to have it better than me. Therefore, the standard for him needs to be high because he's going to have more resources available to him. So you're almost trying to fabricate something, a hypothetical,
Yes.
as if there weren't experienced players around you for the first phase of your career, which is untrue.
Right.
Like their 2006 finals run.
Mm-hmm.
So it would have been what, his 3rd, 4th year in the league, was loaded with veterans.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the same player that told me experience is the best teacher. I don't need a coach.
Okay. There you go. He did say that.
So you can't speak out of both sides of your mouth. The internet is undefeated. These things are recorded, printed, and you could find them. It's the two-sided talk that we're getting from LeBron that has a lot of venom pointed at him. It's target because the people don't forget these things. They remember what you said 2 years ago, 4 years ago, 8 years ago. The reason why he says experience is the best coach is because he doesn't want to listen to a coach.
Right.
But then people say things like the reason he didn't win more was because he didn't have a good coach.
A great coach.
This is really unfortunate to watch him go down bad with these stains on his ledger because of the things he's saying. It's not thoughtful, and he's really going to regret these things. If he doesn't already, he will.
I don't know if he's self-aware enough to end up regretting these things. I don't think he does. Much like Face of the League. What's up, Face of the League? He's just going to say people are hating on him, which he has said multiple times on his podcast, Mind the Game. So it'll be what it is. All right, let's continue.
These guys are like, they can give him the whole blueprint while he continues to learn what his blueprint will be. And I think that's going to be an incredible thing for him to have that type of presence, that type of leadership, that type of, just basketball IQ and knowledge around him every single day from those pieces. So I think he's going to be amazing.
Yeah, and an environment, right? That's not we're the worst team in the league.
Right.
We're going to try
You're
to
learning
develop
bad habits.
Right.
That happens too, man. You get guys that you never know what their trajectory should have been,
right, based
on if they were in a toxic environment or a losing environment or an environment that had great habits.
So unique. And we forget, right? But the player, obviously now he's such a world-class player, but he's playing for championships right away.
Yeah,
that's a totally different. That's a very unique position for a rookie. Yep. Did you play with Cooper in the summer? Were you in those practices?
Yeah. He was on the development team, on the select team, we call him. Yep. Yeah, and he played extremely well, man. Yeah. I've been watching Cooper for a few years because my son played AAU basketball on the Nike EYBL circuit, Bronny. So, we would be in tournaments either in Peach Jam in Georgia or Kansas City or Dallas or Indianapolis. And, Cooper, unlike a lot of kids, he played for his team out of Maine. Right. A lot of these kids are going to
recruited.
Yeah, recruited, whatever. Him and his brother and a bunch of those guys they grew up with played on I think they were called, I forgot, it was Maine Select or something like that. He made them competitive, versus teams that were stacking teams. Yeah. Him and his brother. I thought that was just super cool because that was how I remember me. That's how I was. I played for the Northeast Ohio Shooting Stars. Like me and my guys grew up playing together and having to play all the best teams in the country. I just thought that was super cool.
So a couple of things there. I see you laughing, Steve. A couple of things there.
It was the exact thing you said. You're like a basketball prophet.
It's so easy. He always has to bring it back to himself. So first, also look how he tied in Bronny there, right? Mentioning Bronny and Cooper Flagg together. Come on, that's not good. But anyway, he had to bring in Bronny. Okay. And then secondly, when he has the nerve to talk about guys in AAU teaming up, I guess that's where he got the idea from, huh? Like this, he is the king of teaming up. So like, why did he? I guess he realized in AAU, like, wait a minute, I'm just playing with my regular team, and all these guys are super teams. I'm not dealing with that anymore. Because
I mean, he was complimentary of Cooper Flagg and what he accomplished.
Absolutely,
that context.
Absolutely, and I will say, it's I lost my thought there, but yeah, it's I don't know, man. He you can see, very self-centered, very narcissistic. Everything has to come back around to him. But in his defense, he absolutely was super complimentary of Cooper Flagg. So got to give him credit for that. Yeah, American Friedman, great point. ESPN is marketing Bronny versus Cooper Flagg in the first Summer League game. Yeah.
I got to see this.
Well, I would be shocked if Bronny is anywhere near Cooper Flagg on defense.
Yeah. I mean, Cooper Flagg is a pretty fantastic player for his early stage of his career. Like
Agreed.
College, going into pros, he's very, very good.
Yeah,
anybody with an eye for hoops that has seen great players develop over time, they see a lot of those things in Cooper Flagg.
Mm-hmm.
When I watch Bronny play basketball, it's uninspiring. I don't see the claims of 3-and-D. I don't see the claimed athleticism. I see a lot of regular abilities. I see a very regular young player.
Yeah.
With actually, there's certain things that a young player who has the potential to be great, there's certain things you see. I don't really see those things yet.
Right.
So.
Yeah, great point. So Power of a Horror says, the great point, Ka. I thought he played with Big Perk in AAU as well. He just finished telling us that he just played with his guys from Northeast Ohio. And K Perk always says that they played together on the same AAU team. And K Perk is from Texas.
Yeah.
And K Perk was, I think he came straight out of high school. So he was one of those dominant All-Americans as well. He didn't go to college. So something's not adding up here. LeBron being disingenuous? No. LeBron not telling the truth? No. This can't be right. Okay.
It's a very incomplete perspective, and it's a very self-serving perspective.
Always. That's the one thing when you listen to this guy, like almost everything he says is super self-serving. But we got what we got. But I do want to give him credit that he showed Cooper Flagg a lot of love. He didn't, come out and diss him, but I think it's interesting. All right, so let's do this, Sneed, man. Let's go ahead and let's open up for some calls. Let's take a couple calls because I'm sure somebody will have something to say.
We're going to need face of the league to call in. We are going to need that face of the league.
Probably not going to do it.
No.
So the number is 904-219-8264. 904-219-8264. It's on your screen and it's scrolling across the bottom. We would love to hear from anybody who wants to call in, give us their thoughts on LeBron's commentary and our commentary, right? Because, obviously we're just hating. So I would like to hear someone talk to me about this hating and explain how. No one said that LeBron wasn't saying a lot of true things, because he was. We're talking about how he framed it in order to, of course, prop himself up as he always does. That's funny. Sometimes I just want to let it ring just so I can listen to that. Good morning, Steve. How you doing, brother?
Good, brother. What's up, Sneed?
Steve, what up? Excellent, man. How are you?
Hey, I'm on the road, so if I break up, it's because I'm on the interstate. I'm driving home from Kent.
Okay.
But I caught the second half of this topic, but I just wanted to call in just to berate the both of you guys for being haters. It's insane to me how you guys listen to the greatness speak. I mean, he was just dropping bars. And the fact that you guys are cackling and laughing, diminishing the greatness that came out of LeBron, I mean, I think it's despicable. I think it's absolutely despicable. The fact that LeBron needs fact check over his AAU pass is disgusting. And let me say this. It would behoove the conversation if LeBron did not circle back every topic about himself.
Agreed.
Just to push the narrative of how great he really is. Even though the topic's not about him, it's always about LeBron. I just had to call in and chastise you both for the disrespect on LeBron. It's insane that you guys go on air doing this stuff. It's nonsense.
Well, you know what? I'm not going to speak for Sneed. After this, I'll go make dua and ask for forgiveness. For that. I'll say for you, Steve, I'll say some Hail Marys, and I will try to be forgiven for my disrespect and my snide commentary towards the king. You're right.
Well, I appreciate it, but in all seriousness, it is insane. Like, I don't think LeBron said anything like wrong. He did give Cooper his due, which was good. But it is pretty insane that a 40-year-old man with the attention and the brand that he has to make everything about him. It's kind of crazy. In all honesty, it's like listening to a 15-year-old girl talk. And I think this goes back to some of the comments you've made in the past about a lot of this is like the lack of that masculine mentorship and his upbringing, I think, where it's like, dude, we already know you're LeBron. You're literally on your own podcast. You don't have to make everything about you all the time. It is kind of pathetic. It's kind of sad to see a grown man have to do that. But yeah, I just wanted to give my quick thoughts and have a little fun on a Sunday morning. But
yes, sir.
I'll let you guys keep it pushing, and y'all stay blessed.
Hey, thanks. Appreciate the call, Steve. You as well, man.
All right, fellas.
All right. You know what, though, Sneed? This is interesting because the whole point of Mind the Game was supposed to be actually teaching the game. And this season is like almost none of that. I'm like, what is this? Like, he doesn't even pretend anymore. Like, we knew what it was going to be about from the beginning, but at least he was pretending, right? This season, there's not even any pretense. It's just like, I'm going to just go on here and make everything a LeBron Glaze session. It's crazy.
And that might be what the people that listen to, that might be what they want, but it's just not what it was said it was going to be. We were supposed to get in-depth, unique basketball perspectives from one of the greatest players of all time.
That's right.
But instead, we're kind of getting a self-serving, unfocused, lack of introspective analysis into the game. We want access to information that we otherwise wouldn't get. We're not getting anything unique or different. It's just not that.
No, it isn't. And I think, in fairness, man, it really is not cool because what you were promised with that podcast, you're not getting. So, but again, I think, and it's funny because I went back and, just doing my normal channel audits of my own channel and just going back and looking, and I did a show, I think it was called like This Isn't What We Expected or something like that. I think that was the thumbnail title. And basically it was talking, this is like after maybe the first or second episode of Mind the Game, like, okay, yeah. And like, if you go back, I said before the show ever started in season 1, what it was going to be. And clearly there was no, you can't push back on it because it's exactly what I said it was going to be. Just another LeBron propaganda arm, but it is what it is.
I wonder if it's too late to course correct. Like maybe some episodes could get technical and could get like, you remember when Kobe did the his thing on ESPN where he was like, I thought that was gonna be what this was, but it's not that.
No. Again, the self-serving nature of him, I don't think he's going to let it be that. Absolutely, Ka. Access to information we wouldn't get, and we're not getting that. So, but it is what it is, right? Okay, I guess we're not going to get a call from Face of the League. It doesn't appear that way. So
maybe next time. Maybe next time.
is there anyone that disagrees with my stance or Sneed's stance, or the commentary that we made that wants to call in? If that's the case, we'll give you about another minute here, because it's cool when you hear people who are in line with you, but also you do want to sometimes hear that disagreement, because maybe it presents something in a way that I didn't think about it beforehand, and I'm always open to that.
The one thing that can't be overlooked is LeBron is extremely influential.
Clearly,
and there's going to be younger players, younger people who are going to view this and say, like, this is normal, this is fine, this is typical, this is okay. And you really, it's a slippery slope. You want to see behavior exemplified that is of the highest order, right? Respect, appreciation. It's like it's a standard, right? So, like, this is what greats do. When I hear the greats speak, they speak highly of the game and the modern players.
Yes.
Right, because the respect is there, right?
Yeah,
And
Bird does.
they're stewards and they're ambassadors for the sport. I think this is one of those surface area type of opportunities where LeBron can do that as the elder statesman and as someone who's so accomplished as him. And I think he's missing these opportunities by just kind of like focusing on things that
Right.
we don't really necessarily want out of this platform. We wanted something else.
Face of the league. First of all, let's try this, right? First of all, face of the league, the number's here, man. You can call in. We'd love to hear from you. Nobody's going to bite your head off here. We will respect you, give you an opportunity to say what you got to say. Now, here's the thing, right? And this is something that really kind of irks me. This whole business of, if you have a dissenting opinion, you're a hater. Why is that? Like, just because I don't agree with what LeBron says, and I can clearly demonstrate what I'm saying, which is to the contrary of what LeBron is saying, that doesn't make me a hater. Barkley is a hater because he's okay. Let's try this, right? A lot of people say, I never played, so I can't talk. Cool. Barkley is a Hall of Famer, a top 75 player, multiple-time All-Star, multiple-time NBA, All-Pro, an MVP, gold medalist. He's done all these things that the vast majority of us and the vast majority of players, period, could never dream about, right? So I'm a hater because I didn't play and I don't know what I'm talking about. Does he know what he's talking about? He played at an extremely high level. So which one is it? Or is it anyone that criticizes LeBron is a hater? Because that's what I see here. Shaq's bona fides are, I don't need to run them down, right? You know what they are: top 10 scorer, 4-time champ, MVP, blah, 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 right? I don't need to run him down. He's a hater too because he talks about the deficiencies he sees in modern big men with the G14 classification, right? He's got that. If there's anybody who's in the sports media today that has the gravitas to talk about modern big man play, is it not Shaquille O'Neal? What, arguably a top 5 big man who's ever played? Like, I don't understand this. I don't understand this. And yes, you can say that older players speak highly of this era because they don't. What? Oscar Robertson has LeBron as the best player of all time. Scottie Pippen for what? Well, I'm gonna leave Scottie Pippen out because his opinion keeps changing. Isaiah Thomas, legend Isaiah Thomas, has LeBron as the best player of all time. We know why he's saying that, but it is
Magic speaks very highly of the game and the players.
Got LeBron like number 2 all time. Larry Bird speaks extremely highly of LeBron. Tim Duncan speaks extremely highly of LeBron. Michael Jordan speaks extremely highly of LeBron and this era. Like, we can go on. Gary Payton speaks extremely highly of LeBron. I believe he said LeBron is a better all-around player than Michael Jordan. So we got to stop this. Just because you don't want to admit that that's what's happening doesn't mean that's not what's happening. Nino, good morning. What's going on, brother? How are you? What's going on, man?
I just called to check in with y'all.
All right. What you got, man?
Hey, Coop is in the perfect situation to thrive, in my opinion.
Agreed.
He able to play D, 3D. We're not really. It's gonna be 3D because Kyrie gonna have a ball. But if the coach, to me, is gonna be pivotal in this situation, and help, of course, with Kyrie and AD, right? But if you get a coach that can grab him, put a system in play while he's young, they got a chance to make real damage with him being a factor. He don't have to be the guy.
Right.
He's not gonna be the guy unless we all be shocked, but he don't have to be the number one guy right away that make all the plays, have the ball.
Right. Jason Kidd
Situation.
actually said he's looking forward to allowing Cooper Flagg to play some point guard during summer league. So that should be interesting. I guess he wants to see the different ways that he's going to be able to utilize him within his system. So that should be good.
Ooh, he said that.
He did say that. Mm-hmm.
That would be like a glitch because he's a great. I ain't put him a great yet, but I think he's got the potential to be a great player.
Agreed.
And to me, Kyrie plays better off the ball in a way.
Yeah. No, Kyrie got shooting guard skills. I'm with you.
He got shooting guard skills.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I know this ain't got nothing to do with Bron or Cooper Flagg.
Okay.
But I didn't see you. I've been waiting on you for 3 days. I don't know if I missed it or what. What is going on with this Ace Bailey, and where do you think this come from? What is? Did you address that?
We briefly talked about it. Well, it was supposed to be a quick hit, but it got a little longer than that. But yeah, we talked about it at the beginning of the show.
Hey, what was your thing? I had to go back and watch because I've been waiting. I said, I know Bruce ain't gonna let this slide.
No, I didn't like it at all. Snead actually made a very good point about not drafting a guy who doesn't want to be there because eventually he's just going to become a headache and you're stuck with that, or you're going to have to find a way to trade that player. And my opinion was the converse, like, nah, you are blessed and you're doing what so many people dream of being able to do in terms of getting drafted, and not just getting drafted, but getting drafted as a lottery pick. And you have not proven anything in the league. So you don't get, in my opinion, you don't get to say where you want to go and where you're not going to go. You go where you go, and you thank God that you went there, and you do the best you can. So
it's not like Austin Reeves, he's from Brandon James, he had a brother like, hey, I got to get run over here because we don't really know what the other team, we don't know if he's going to be able to cut it. We get him over here, and he'll get his leash a little longer. Austin Reeves like, man, I got to go to the best fit and try to make the team. But this guy that was supposed to be he was a lottery pick, top 5. But is it hypocritical for us to feel this way and not just feel all the way we felt about like Eli's situations, Because I'm with you. I'm like, man, dude. Do you think it's like?
Go ahead.
What do you think about that?
I didn't like it at all, man. I honestly didn't like it, and I hear what you're saying about the Eli piece. Obviously, different sport. I think where you land in football means even more than where you land in basketball, because basketball is a sport where if you're good enough, your individual talent can lift a team much more quickly than I think it can in football. You just need way more pieces in football to be successful. So I totally get what you're saying. And in general, I don't agree with, you have not proven anything yet on the professional level, but you still trying to dictate where you go.
I agree with you, but that's what I really wanted to call in. I don't really think y'all said nothing that I just disagree with. About Bron and Cooper Flagg. It wasn't really just too, everybody got their own opinion. But that's what I really wanted to know. I said, man, I can't believe Bruce gonna let this slide.
Nah, we talked about it, man.
All right, man. I holler at y'all, Snead, Bruce.
All right, appreciate the call, man.
Brother. Appreciate you, man.
All right. So I wanted to just address a quick couple things. I wanted to address a quick couple things from Face of the League in the chat. So Magic doesn't crap on Luka any chance he gets, but he did talk about how Luka needs to take his conditioning more seriously in order to be better. So Magic didn't even really talk about Luka like that until Luka came to the Lakers. So we know Magic is Mr. Laker. He is going to talk about the Lakers because he loves them. He bleeds purple and gold. He wants them to be successful. And if you have a guy that's going to be that next guy, he's going to tell you what needs to happen, because besides maybe Kobe, who else is better to tell you what needs to happen in order to have success than Magic Johnson, man? Cut it out. We're not doing that. Next, Cooper is being set up to succeed. Haven't seen a black number 1 pick land on a contender since 79. So Patrick Ewing in 85, I believe the Knicks were I believe they were a playoff team the year prior, right? Bernard King was killing at that time.
Hold on, Bruce, real quick.
Yeah.
The Mavericks are a number one contender?
No. He says he's never seen a black number one pick land on a contender since 1979. He didn't say a number one contender.
Is that true? Is that true?
It's not true. Patrick Ewing landed on a playoff team. Tim Duncan landed on a playoff team. That was in the Western Conference Finals, 2 years earlier?
He landed with a similarly positioned player who was all-time great.
Yes.
Like defensive player of the year, league MVP, great.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So, right, Nino, Tim Duncan. That's what we said. So Tim Duncan.
What we're seeing right now is reaching.
Yeah, there's definitely some reaching going on.
There's reaching. There's desperate reaching to try to shit on other players.
Well,
who landed in good positions
and
were able to then execute a great career. See, you can get a situation and you can get an opportunity and squander it.
That's true.
Carmelo Anthony squandered his opportunities. He is a case study in squandering greatness.
Mm-hmm.
He left meat on the bone.
Right.
His career could have been very different, but he was the architect of his career.
There you go.